In this video, we will learn how to make a raised bed garden almost free, or at least very cheap. I will show you 4 different ways to build raised garden beds using easily available materials so anyone can start gardening without spending much. We will also look at the soil mix we use in all these beds to help plants grow faster and healthier. Each method is simple, beginner-friendly, and great for small or large spaces. So stick around and watch the complete tutorial to see how you can build your own raised beds and start growing fresh food at home. Mark the area where you want to make your garden bed. You can make any shape you like, but this time we are going with a circular bed. It looks nice, and it also gives you easy access from all sides. Once the area is marked, we are going to prepare the border. For that, we are using old bamboo branches that we had used as trellises last year. Instead of throwing them away, we are going to recycle them and make a strong wall for the raised bed. Take each bamboo stick and with the help of a heavy stone, push it into the soil so it stays firm. Place them along the circular line, one after the other, so that the whole outline is covered with bamboo. This makes the shape strong and gives a natural rustic look to the garden. But just pushing them into soil is not enough. To make sure they don't move or fall apart, we are going to tie them together with rope. Take a rope and run it around the bamboo poles, tying them firmly so they hold each other. This simple trick will help them maintain their shape for a long time. Even if wind or rain comes, they will stay in place. Now that the boundary is ready, we need something to keep the soil inside so it does not wash away. For that, we are using old cardboard containers. This is again a very cheap and eco-friendly way of doing it. Place the cardboard all around the inside of the bamboo circle, overlapping the edges so there are no gaps. This will act as a wall to stop soil from escaping, and at the same time, cardboard will slowly break down and add organic matter to the soil. So it is useful in 2 ways, keeping the soil in and also feeding the soil later. The bed is now ready to be filled. The first layer we are going to add is garden loamy soil. Loam is considered the best type of soil because it has a balance of sand, silt, and clay. This balance makes it hold nutrients and moisture very well, while still allowing air to reach plant roots. By using loamy soil at the base, we are creating a strong foundation for all the plants we are going to grow. The roots will easily spread in it, and it will not get waterlogged or too dry too quickly. After the soil layer, we are going to add dried dead grass. Many people throw away grass clippings, but here we are using them in a smart way. Dried grass is an excellent source of organic matter. When it decomposes, it releases nitrogen into the soil, which helps plants grow greener and healthier. At the same time, this layer will work as mulch inside the bed. It will keep the soil soft, improve aeration, and encourage worms and microbes to come and live there. Grass also makes the soil more fertile over time as it turns into humus. On top of the grass, we are again adding a layer of garden soil. This second soil layer is important because it locks the grass inside, preventing it from flying away or attracting pests on the surface. It also makes sure that when you plant your crops, their roots will be surrounded by soil and can reach down into the decomposing grass later for nutrients. This layering is very similar to nature's own way of building soil in forests, where leaves fall, decompose, and then get covered by soil again. Now, for the final top layer, we are adding fully decomposed manure. This is like giving your plants a rich feast before they even start growing. Manure is full of nutrients like nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium. These are the 3 main nutrients plants need for strong growth. Nitrogen helps in leafy growth, phosphorus helps in root development and flowering, while potassium makes plants stronger against diseases. Because the manure is already fully decomposed, it is safe to use. It will not burn the plants, and it will release nutrients slowly over time, feeding them for weeks and months. It also improves the structure of the soil, making it more crumbly and easy for roots to spread. After finishing all the layers, the bed is complete. But there is one last very important step, and that is watering. Give the bed a good soaking of water. This will help the soil settle down, remove any air pockets, and allow the layers to start mixing naturally. Water also wakes up the microbes present in the soil and manure. When microbes get moisture, they multiply and become very active. We had some really strong plastic barrels lying around, and instead of throwing them away, we thought, why not turn them into raised beds? They're sturdy, big, and just perfect for the job. The first thing we did was cut out the bottom of each barrel. That big hole works like a giant drainage point, but it's more than that. It lets the roots grow freely into the ground below, and it also allows worms and microbes to move in and out. So the plants in these barrels will still be connected to the living soil underneath, which means better growth, better nutrition, and a more natural environment for the roots. Then we made small holes all around the sides of the barrel. These holes are for air, because roots need to breathe too. When soil gets packed too tightly, it holds too much moisture and the roots can suffocate. With these air holes, oxygen can move through easily, keeping the soil light, fresh, and full of life. It also helps extra water escape, so the roots never sit in soggy soil. Once that was done, we noticed something funny. When we started filling the barrels with soil, the sides began to bulge out. To fix that, we wrapped strong binding wire around the top to hold everything in shape. You can use rope if you like. It works just as well. It's a simple step, but it keeps the barrel neat and firm even after it's packed with soil. You can actually see how we did it in the video. It's quick and makes a big difference. Now it was time to fill our raised beds. Because they're deep and elevated, we wanted to build them in layers. At the bottom, we added all sorts of organic stuff. Tree branches, dry grass, and leaves. Basically, anything natural we could find. This layer does a few important things. It helps with drainage, it allows air to flow from below, and as time passes, all of it breaks down slowly, feeding the soil from underneath. It's like having a compost pile built right into your raised bed. On top of that, we added our garden soil. We're lucky. Our soil is loamy. Loamy soil is just the right balance of sand, clay, and silt, which makes it perfect for most plants. It drains water well, but still keeps enough moisture for the roots. It's soft, easy for roots to spread through, and packed with nutrients. Worms love it, and so do the beneficial microbes that make the soil alive. When you have loamy soil, you can almost see your plants smiling. It's that good. Finally, we added a thick layer of fully decomposed manure on top. This is the most powerful layer, full of nutrients and organic matter that the plants can use right away. Because the manure is already decomposed, it won't burn the roots. It slowly releases nutrients like nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium, helping plants grow lush, green, and productive. It also makes the soil richer, helps it hold water longer, and encourages more microbial life. You can actually feel the difference. The soil becomes darker, softer, and smells earthy and fresh. When you water these beds, everything works together beautifully. The water seeps down through all the layers. from the manure to the loamy soil and finally to the organic base at the bottom, carrying nutrients as it goes. The lower layers keep decomposing and feeding the plants over time, while the open bottom lets worms travel up, eat the decaying material, and leave behind their nutrient-rich castings. It's like a living, breathing system. Once you've chosen your spot, mark the area where you want your bed to be. You can mark it in a circle, a square, or a long rectangle. It's completely up to you. Just make sure it's a size you can easily reach from all sides without stepping into the soil later. Now that your area is marked, we'll start building the wall of the bed. For that, we're using old bamboo branches. These were once used as trellises last year, but instead of throwing them away, we're going to give them a new life. Take each bamboo stick and press it firmly into the ground along the marked line. If the soil is hard, use a stone to tap the bamboo into the ground so it stays fixed. Do this all around until the shape is complete. Next, we'll tie the bamboo together using an old rope. It doesn't have to look perfect. Just make sure it's tight enough to hold everything in place. The rope helps the bamboo stay upright and prevents it from falling apart when we add the soil later. By doing this, you've already built a strong frame for your garden bed without spending a single penny. Now it's time to line the inside of the bed. This part keeps the soil from washing away and helps the bed last longer. For this, take some old food-grade sacks, maybe rice or flour sacks, and cut them open so you have large sheets. Wrap them around the inside of the bamboo wall. If you don't have sacks, you can also use old cardboard or landscape fabric. Just make sure the edges overlap so that the soil doesn't leak out through the gaps. This layer will act like a protective barrier, holding the soil neatly inside your raised bed. Once that's done, we move on to the filling. This is where the magic happens. We'll start by adding a base layer of loamy garden soil. Loamy soil is a balanced mix. It's not too heavy and not too sandy. It allows roots to breathe while holding enough moisture for healthy growth. Spread this soil evenly across the bed, filling it about 3/4 full. Now, for the final layer, we'll add something special: fully decomposed manure. This is the secret ingredient that makes plants grow strong and healthy. You can use cow manure, goat manure, or any organic compost that has completely broken down into dark, crumbly soil. Spread it evenly across the top of the bed. This top layer is full of nutrients that your plants will slowly feed on over time, keeping them nourished for weeks or even months. Once this step is done, your raised bed garden is ready for planting. You can start planting right away. Tomatoes, peppers, spinach, lettuce, herbs, or flowers, whatever you like. The soil mix we used is rich, soft, and full of life, giving your plants the best possible start. Now, let's talk about the benefits of building a raised bed like this. First, it's cheap, really cheap. You're using what you already have around the house. The first step is to prepare the spot. We cleared the area where our raised bed will go, removing weeds, stones, and old roots. It's always good to start with a clean, flat surface. It makes building easier and ensures water spreads evenly later on. Once the area was clear, we marked the shape of our bed. You can make it as long or as wide as your space allows. Now, let's move to the structure. We're using old bamboo sticks, the same ones we used last year for our trellises. Instead of throwing them away, we're giving them a second life. Bamboo is lightweight, strong, and looks great in the garden. We place the bamboo sticks along the lines we marked earlier. This gave us the basic frame of our bed, strong, simple, and entirely free. Next comes the fun part, building the sides. For that, we turn to our mulberry tree. Its branches are flexible and perfect for bending into shape. You can easily curve them without breaking, which makes them ideal for creating the sides of a raised bed. But if you don't have mulberry branches, you can use willow or guava branches too. Willow bends smoothly and looks neat, while guava branches are tougher and give a solid natural look. We took the mulberry branches and gently bent them to fit along the bamboo frame. To keep everything in place, we tied the branches together with rope. The rope holds them tight and prevents the sides from moving. You don't need any fancy wire. Even old garden twine works fine. Once tied, the frame starts to look like a real raised bed. Strong, rustic, and completely natural. Now, let's fill it up. We didn't use any layers of organic waste, compost, or leaves. Just simple materials from our garden. First, we added regular garden soil to fill most of the space. Then, on top, we spread a good layer of fully decomposed manure. This manure is well-aged, soft, and rich in nutrients. Perfect for plants. Since it's completely decomposed, it won't harm roots or cause any heat buildup. It's one of the best natural fertilizers you can use for a new bed. After filling, we leveled the soil with a shovel, making sure the surface was even. Then, we watered the bed thoroughly. Watering helps the soil settle and firm up. Once the water soaked in, the surface became smooth and steady, ready for planting. And there it is, our free raised bed garden, made with nothing but natural materials and a bit of effort. You can start planting right away. The combination of garden soil and decomposed manure gives your plants everything they need to grow strong and healthy. The best thing about this method is how simple and sustainable it is. You're not buying wood, nails, or plastic boards. You're using what nature already gave you: bamboo, tree branches, rope, and soil. The result is a raised bed that blends beautifully with the garden, looks organic, and costs nothing. So before spending money on ready-made garden beds, take a look around your own garden. You might have everything you need waiting to be reused. Bamboo sticks, flexible branches like mulberry, willow, or guava, some soil, and decomposed manure. That's all it takes. With a few hours of work, you can build a strong, natural raised bed that will last season after season. Now that our bed is ready, it's time to plant. You can grow vegetables, herbs, or even flowers. Anything you like. It's a satisfying feeling to see plants growing in something you built yourself, especially when it costs nothing at all. Gardening doesn't always need money. Sometimes it just needs creativity and a little hard work.